We've all seen the loop. Deadpool takes a bullet, cracks a joke, and casually slices off his arm to escape handcuffs. In the Lexicon lab, Subject 012 is a neurological catastrophe. This mapping illustrates a state of total systemic nociceptive failure, a breakdown of the body's primary survival mechanism. His biology isn't resisting pain. It is caught in a violent cycle of being dismantled and rebuilt so fast that sensation cannot find a stable pathway. Consider the sheer load on his system, the gunshots, the chemical burns, the repeated amputations. His nervous system is forced to process destruction at a volume that would overwhelm any standard physiology. This creates a sensory void. Wade Wilson inhabits a biological anomaly where feeling the world is a physical impossibility. To understand why the world feels like nothing to him, we have to look at the microscopic speed of his peripheral nerves. Normally, an injury triggers nociceptors to send an electrical stop signal to the brain. This impulse moves at a fixed, predictable speed. In Subject 012, this process is interrupted by hyperactive mitosis. His cells divide so rapidly that the physical wire of the nerve fiber dissolves and is replaced by new tissue while the electrical signal is still traveling. The message is overwritten before it can reach the spinal cord. The signal is lost in the mail. His healing factor outpaces the speed of electricity, ensuring trauma is deleted before the brain registers a single hit. But the disconnect goes deeper than the nerves. We have to look at the brain's central switchboard, the thalamus. Subject 012's high regenerative rate forces a state of permanent synaptic flux, where the thalamus resets every few milliseconds. He doesn't feel a sword through his chest. He feels a brief data blip, instantly buried under a roar of sensory white noise. This chaos is fueled by a 24-hour war against a hyper-aggressive form of cancer. This constant metabolic war requires a massive flood of natural endorphins just to keep his biological system running. This creates an oncological shield, drowning the brain in its own opioids. He is biologically numb to anything that manages to bypass the thalamic flux. Under this shield, 20 years of trauma are being suppressed, not deleted. His humor is a tactical necessity, a way to talk over the constant underlying pressure of his own cellular history. Forensic modeling allows us to ask what happens if the shield drops. We've simulated a regenerative lag event. This is the pain dam. His biology does not delete the history of his trauma, it merely suppresses the data. If the healing factor slows for even a millisecond, the suppression fails entirely. The result is a chronological collapse. 2 decades of accumulated, unadulterated physical trauma, every gunshot, burn, and impalement hits the central nervous system simultaneously. We call this total sensory liquefaction. The neurons would literally fry from the electrical load of 20 years of data resolving at once. This is why he never stops talking. Every joke is a frantic effort to stay louder than the screaming agony that exists just a fraction of a second behind his healing factor. Subject 012 lives as a biological anomaly, a man who survives the world only because he has lost the ability to feel it. It leaves us to wonder what remains of a person when their only way to endure life is to disconnect from it entirely.